Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. Friends, today's video is going to be about things that you should surely do in order to ensure that you get 6 bands. So, before I start this video, make sure you watch this video completely. I'll be talking about all the 4 modules and I'll be mentioning some resources that you could use to get 6 bands. Alright, let's begin with speaking first. Since I believe speaking is a module where you can score easily. Now, the first thing, in order to improvise your speaking, you should speak more. So the first thing you can do is learn to stand in front of the mirror and speak continuously. You can talk random things. You can talk about yourself, your family, your friends. Once you become habitual to this, then the second thing you should do is start recording your voice. Once you start recording your voice, say something for 1 minute continuously. It is known as jam, just a minute. So these are 2 exercises I'm combining in one. What you can do is you can start the recorder, then you can speak on 1 minute continuously on any random topic that comes to your mind. It can be your friends, it can be your family, or it can be any particular cue card. So just speak for 1 minute. Don't hesitate. If you are stammering, stuttering, it's alright. It's fine perfectly for the first time. So once you do this, then you can stop the camcorder, then you can listen, and then you can identify where you are basically stopping, what words you are pronouncing incorrectly. This manner, just do this activity continuously for 15 days and you will notice that you are improvising. This is the best way in which you can improvise your speaking. And one thing more for this module, speaking, writing, and in fact this reading, newspaper is a very important source. Make sure that you are reading newspaper daily. Make it a habit. No, when you read newspaper, it improvises your reading. You can learn the scanning and skimming exercise. Second thing, you get good vocabulary that can help you in your writing, and of course speaking, because you are getting the data also. The second thing, which is very crucial for your IELTS exam, is the writing module. In writing module, a lot of people get stuck in 5.5 bands. They're not able to score more than that, and some people are even stuck at 5. So the first thing, read newspaper, that is compulsory. Second thing, what you can do is start writing. Unless you don't write, how can you ensure that you can go in the exam and get good grades? Write, but write in a time-bound activity. Start the stop clock and make sure you complete your first task in 20 minutes, second task in 40 minutes. Now, you can go in the exam in any manner that you desire. You can write the task 2 first, or you can write the task 1 first. That is up to you. But make sure you complete it in 40 minutes if you're writing task 2, 20 minutes if you're writing task 1. Don't take more than that. Don't get emotional. If 20 minutes are done, please move to your task 2. Next thing, revision is very important when you talk about writing. If you're writing something and you're not revising, that you can never be sure that what you have written is absolutely correct. When you revise, friends, in the first time you're not going to find your own mistakes. It takes 2 or 3 revision in order to find your mistakes. So that's the reason I'm saying write as much as you can. So this will increase the speed of writing, and by doing this only you'll be able to save some time so that you can revise. So when the revision is done and you increase the speed for writing, automatically your bands will improvise. Second thing, when you're writing in say like the first paragraph, you're using the words like firstly, secondly, thirdly for mentioning your points. Replace them with connectors, like for the firstly you can write first and foremost. For second, you can write in addition with, and for the third one you can write last but not the least. So these are some quick tricks that you can improvise your bands automatically. Going for the third one. Now, the third module which we are going to talk about is reading. Friends, newspaper is very important source. I've already mentioned it. Make sure you read newspaper as much as you can. The editorial is the best thing in a newspaper because it improvises your vocabulary and your grammar too. Now you all know that for the grammar and lexical resources, you already are given marks in writing as well as in speaking also. For reading, people who are not able to get 6 bands, the best thing is make sure you're able to complete at least your passage 1 and passage 2 in time. I believe passage 1 is the easiest, passage 2 is easier, and the last passage at times is tough, it's complicated, it's filled up with questions like MCQ or things which you need to find which is present in the paragraph or not, like yes, no, not given, true, false. So at least speed up and make sure that you are able to complete your passage 1 and passage 2 in time. If you do this activity, you are going to make certain that you score at least 20 questions correct out of the given 40 questions. So if you're able to do that, you somewhere down the line can ensure your 6 band. But of course, make sure that you improvise your speed and reach up to passes 3. If you can do that, you can obviously score more than 6 bands. And read as much as you can. Not only the newspaper, the passages, articles, storybooks that comes your way. Apart from this, make sure daily you're solving one reading at least. If you can solve more than one reading, it's very good for you. But make sure at least you solve one reading, and that is in time. Please make the habit that you write all the answers in the capital letters, and learn spelling of some specific words, because these words are in time repeated again and again. So make sure at least you don't get these things incorrect. Last module, the listening module. Listening module is again very easy. There are a lot of people that are able to score 9 out of 9 in listening module. The reason, all the answers you're hearing, or you're listening all the answers, and that's the only thing that you need to write in the newspaper, in your answer sheet. So there's no big difference. But the point is that people are not able to concentrate. You don't have a habit. So what you can slowly do is, to learn the accent, you can start listening good English songs. First, you can listen songs that are slow in nature with a rhythm. Then you can listen to the fast songs. What you can do is, you can open the lyrics on the Google of the particular song that you're hearing, and you can read simultaneously. This way you can understand, alright fine, the singer was talking about this particular word. So it becomes a habit of you when you can do that. Slowly and steadily you can go with songs which are fast in rhythm. Apart from this, when you go with this, make sure you're solving one listening every day. Now this is the least you can do. If you're able to solve 2 or 3 listening, it's very good, but one listening is must for every day. As same is with the reading case. The first 2 passages in listening are very, very easy. So the more you listen, the more you write is very good. Friends, make sure that you're writing all your answers with pencil in the time when you're listening the answers. Later on, you will get 10 minutes to shift down your answer. But like as I said, in writing, it is equally crucial to revise your answers in listening and reading. So like for example, in fill in the blanks, when you put a particular word, make sure you read the sentence again and check, does it make any kind of sense? If it makes a sense, the answer is right. If it doesn't make any kind of sense, then you need to recheck your answer again. Friend, revision is very, very important. It's not difficult to score 6 bands in IELTS exam. Scoring 6 band IELTS exam is a piece of cake. It's just that it takes the right kind of strategy. So the right kind of strategy is, reading newspaper is must. Now there are some resources I'll be talking about. IELTS Liz website, you can check. It's a wonderful resource. It's a Pandora of IELTS material. Then you can listen to the videos of few people, like Liz is there on YouTube. You can check her videos. Next is Emma. Next, from IELTS Advantage, you can check the videos of Chris. They're very helpful. Then there's E2 Jake. You can check their videos as well. Make sure you're reading IELTS essays at least, so that you have a background knowledge what you need to write in the exam when it comes. And then you can read about vocabularies. I'm not saying you to memorize the words and write it over there, but when you read more, you can always retain in your brain, and then you can utilize in the examination. So friends, these are the 4 modules in IELTS exam, and this is the strategy which you can adapt to increase your bands. So if anyone is having any kind of query in this 4 modules, please feel free to write in the comment section and ask me. I'll reply you with the answer. Okay, let's take a minute to brush up all the things that I've mentioned regarding the 4 modules. The first one is speaking. So try to practice daily with a partner. It can be anyone, your brother, sister, anyone from your family member, or anyone who's available who can communicate with you in English. Next is jam, just a minute. Try to speak in English continuously for a minute. Try to talk anything that comes to your mind. Just do not stop. The third thing is, record your voice. You can use a camcorder, or these days there is an inbuilt microphone available in your smartphone. You can use that. Record your voice and listen to your voice later. Using this technique, you can identify the places where you take a pause, or the words you are repeating, or the grammatical errors you are committing. And yes, when you practice in front of the mirror, you can also see your gestures. Are you giving the right kind of gestures as they are required or not, or your expressions are very monotonous? You can identify using the help of a mirror. And yes, last but not the least, read many cue cards as possible. There's so many resources available on the internet. You can read from many websites available. I have mentioned these websites later. Next one is writing. So when I talk about writing, reading newspaper is must. It will help you in all your modules. Alright. And next thing is practice writing tasks daily. task 1, task 2 both, and please make it time bound activity. Be honest with yourself. If task 1 is for 20 minutes, complete it in 20 minutes, leave it, then move to task 2 and use 40 minutes for it. And third thing, I've specifically mentioned, use connectors. Like you can change the basic things from firstly, secondly, you can use first and foremost, say like in addition with, connectors like this. And yes, read a lot of essays online. They're wonderful websites from where you can read essays so that you can have an idea. Next time when you see a particular essay, you will know what to write. Next one is reading. I've already mentioned reading newspaper, it's must. And yes, try to solve reading tests daily. It will help you. Try to get maximum questions correct in first 2 passages, because if you feel like you're not an avid reader of a newspaper or you're not that comfortable with the language, then I've already mentioned the passage 1, passage 2 are always comparatively easier compared to the last passage. So if you get maximum questions correct in first 2 passage, you can easily secure 6 points. And please revise all your answers, and please write your answers in capital letters as well. So when you write your answers, if you feel you have written some fill in the blanks, put that particular word in that sentence and read that sentence. It should definitely make a sense. If it's not making sense, your answer is incorrect. Next is listening. You can listen a lot of good English songs. It will help you in understanding the accent, the particular words. And yes, you need to practice the listening test daily. Again, a time-bound activity. And write, when you transfer your answers on the main sheet, please write all the answers in the capital letters. Or at times, what happens when you write in small letters, people get confused between R and S. So this should not happen. And don't leave any answer blank in the answer book, because there's no negative marking for this. So alright, these are the resources which you can use. These are wonderful resources. The first website is www.ieltslist.com. It's run by Elizabeth, and she is a very great trainer, a very famous name in the field of IELTS. Second is www.e2language.com. You can find Jay on this website. His tips and tricks are very good. Third is www.engvid.com, engvid.com. The fourth one is ieltsfever.com. You can get a lot of content on this website. The fifth one is www.ieltsadvantage.com, run by Chris. It's a very wonderful website. So, and apart from this, there's so many YouTube channels as well from where you can gain the tips and tricks. The first one is Liz, the same person running ieltslist.com. Second is Emma, she's from Engvid. Third is Chris from IELTS Advantage. And fourth one is Jay, he's from e2language.com. So friends, these are the resources which you should definitely try before appearing for your examination. Apart from this, there are many other resources as well, but these resources are more than sufficient if you are looking forward to get 6 bands. If you I've also started the IELTS correction service. If someone wants to get their task 1, task 2 corrected, please scan that copy, convert it into a PDF file and mail it to me at ieltswitharun@gmail.com. I've written it down in the description, my email address. So if you like this video, click like, share it with the friends who are preparing for the examination. And if you have any kind of query, please feel free to write me. Till then, all the best for examination. Thank you so much, and please follow these exercises and let me know if you are getting any kind of benefit from them or not. Thank you so much.